And we are live. Right, I think I've pushed a bunch of buttons. I need to fix one thing though. Hello, Rebecca. Hello, hello. I just wanted to make sure the video went up as well. So obviously I wasn't technically planning on streaming today. We just had like a really interesting and fun moment that has arisen. Oh. So aye, it is what it is. Right. So for those that don't know, honestly, it's actually laughable. It's very funny, personally. So let me just load everything up first. So basically, we had that game last night on DbD, right? We had that game on DbD last night, and again, I didn't think it was the craziest of games. I don't think it was the best of games, but like ultimately, the person in question was way more upset. I mean, they came in chat and they were upset as such. And to be fair, like I'll be honest, I get it. I genuinely get it. Like I get when a game goes poorly as such. It can be a bit of a fucking pain in the arse kind of thing to deal with. You know, I totally get it. It has happened to us plenty of games. Happens when we play as killer and stuff like that as well. Um, oh, let's mute that one. It does happen. You know, do I blame them? Why is that keeping? Oh, there we go. So like, yeah, they came in chat. They were really not happy. You know, like we can read through the chat as such, to kind of like go through it as such, because they just weren't happy. I though didn't realize when they were like, "Oh, I'm going to make a clip about it." Like, I didn't realize what they were meaning was they were going to just post up something completely not true. Like I thought that I think maybe though what has probably happened, to be fair, right, and to be fair to them, what has probably happened is they've went to start editing it and then maybe realised, oh, this isn't as bad as what it was, or oh wait, this guy actually had for a reason and stuff like that. Like, but I think they've had to then just commit to the bit. They've had to commit to the scenario and just be like, no, I have to like all eggs in one basket kind of mode on this one. I think's kind of what's happened, to be fair, because as I say, they post up a clip not long after. It must have not been long after as well, to be fair, because I think the clip was up for ages, and either they have like a hidden following that I don't know about, or they paid for bots. I'm not really too sure which. But like the video is up at like 17.6k views with like 1,211 likes, 66 comments. Probably about half of them are technically me replying to people. 91 favourites and stuff. And I'm just like, and it was only
I only
posted.
talk to people for the clout.
Jesus. There we go. And it was only posted like 19 hours ago, and it's on an account that's got 66 followers. So like, again, not to like bash the numbers as such, but usually that implies like paid promotion and stuff like that, because the like even if you take even like my channel and stuff like that, like my numbers don't go to that level in 19 hours. So like, as I say, maybe they have like, because it does say it's like they have like a main account, and I looked up the main account and it does seem to have an alright following going for it. So it's like maybe that's what happened there as such, but I wasn't too sure, to be honest. I wasn't too sure. So like, it is what it is. As I say, I think they were definitely not happy. You know, like this main account that it seems to, if it's theirs, is like literally got like nearly 15k follows and stuff like that. But it's a completely different like genre of topic, basically, for instance, which is probably why they have an alt account for DbD, if that is them, for instance. But you know, a lot of these accounts can also be fake, so I don't really know. Oh, nice, thank you. But like, yeah, so like, nah, they came in mad. They came in mad. Like the comments, as I say, are quite something. You know, like I mean, the first comment they put in was literally, "You're actually dog shit." No body blocks when you're on zero hooks. No aggro, just hiding. We was all doing gens as well. Popped one. I mean, literally, like, popped one at the start. Got progress on two, but they didn't get progress on two. But we're going to go through all this. And then popped the last. And they didn't pop the last, because I mean, this is what I mean. Like, I think they were seeing red basically at this point because the game went so poor for maybe them, because it does look as if to a degree they do look like they're having a tough time with the cover. So if we fly into the game screen, like as I say, I've got some stuff up. The actual TikTok itself, for instance, is hilarious though. Like, it's actually it's the selectiveness to which they cut up the video, which I think is really funny. So like, what I've got is I'm actually going to ping up probably YouTube as well, I guess, and we'll just like ping. Can I? Yeah, I can probably just channel this because that'll still be there. So like, as I say, what I've done recently, just the now, which is why I was taking a bit of time to come online, was I just posted like the video of me just saying, hey, this is the video here in question, and we can sit and watch it basically. It was kind of the deal, essentially. Such, if you want audio, we can have audio. I don't necessarily think the audio really makes any real difference, to be honest. But yeah, they like, the game starts, right? So game starts, we see this gen, we see, I'll probably turn on a little bit of audio if I can hear it. Oh, what's happening? We're doing a react to... Oh, Scott, you've missed it all. So we have been dragged into online Discord. Discourse, sorry. The person in this video, Swag Robbins, was so upset about a game that we played last night that they made a TikTok about it. And now I'm literally just going after the clout because their video, for some reason, their video has somehow managed to get like 14,000 views. I'm convinced it's bots, to be fair, but like, basically I want to just like go through the video because I think it is very interesting, and I'm just very curious to see. I mainly want to see. I've been looking at doing a series like this because sometimes these games happen, you know, as well. And in this very specific scenario, I thought this might just be the perfect time to do it because somebody was in so mad. Yes, I got a comment on my stream profile today, guy raging I pumped him. I think this is the thing though, it happens though. Like, yeah, generally, like online games, this is something that actually happens. People get legit I'm going to say get too invested in the game. You know, that's what I'm going to say, because we're going to be as nice. I want to be as nice as possible about it. As such, like, you could go down the whole scorched earth route, you know, but in this case and scenario, I think just the fact that they make the video and their TikTok clip using my content so selectively to try and force a narrative, which is why I'm kind of like, oh, it kind of got sad really fast. As such, like, I kind of was like, when I watched through it, the best way to describe it was, I watched through it and I was kind of like, oh, I wonder if like I actually was like fucking dog shit and I just didn't click at all. And then I like watched, because we watched the game back last night as well, but then also I might have been in a heated mindset, so I didn't think that would be the right time to do it either. So I kind of was like, yeah, let's just have a steady head, look at it today, kind of thing. So in their first bit, right, they ask, what does the streamer do at the first glimpse of a heartbeat, right? Do they go for the save, take chase away from the moving gens, even though I'm on a moving gen? What save are they talking about? Are they talking about the save of the person all the way over there that's just been hooked? That's an interesting choice. Take chase away from moving gens. I'm on a moving gen. Right? Okay, so like one gen I think might already have popped, to be fair, by this point, but take chase away from a moving gen, right? Stay on the gen, which is a kind of 50-50 call if you don't think the killer's going to come to you straight away, or hide in a locker, right? So here comes the oh my god, it's hide in a locker, and then watch this, right? Watch this, right? So they pause at that exact moment of the clip. Did you hear that though, everybody? Did you hear? Listen, Dracula in bat form, right in your ear holes, right? So if we then go back, let me actually pause this because we'll get to that. So basically, what they're showing is this bit at the start, right? So we'll just play through. So we run through, you know, we run past that first gen because I want to get one of the corner gens done to some degree, right? We get on a gen. and we're working on progress. As we see, Swag Robinson, right, the Ada, which we're going to call for the rest of the game just Ada, is on the gen as well, right? Total fair plays, right? They are now putting progress. Now, something they did say, so that person there, the person there has just went down. The Sable has just went down. We're just closing in on the 50% brace on the gen, and then I fuck that skill check, right? So we're going to pause it for a second. I fuck the skill check, which loudly and notifiably will give the killer an audio cue and visual cue that that generator has exploded. I don't know if we need to hold hands, everybody, and explain this one, but that tends to mean somebody is on the generator that has exploded. They don't automatically just explode. I just want everyone to know that, because I think it's important for what then comes up. So they've then been hooked. So this is the start of their clip. So they're saying, what do we do in this exact scenario? Do we Hail Mary and run all the way over there for the save, move away and take chase from a moving gen, which is what they're trying to say is, if they go to their gen, what they're trying to say is there's two people on this gen and I'm on this gen, so I should be the one to take chase, is kind of what they're saying. Is it kind of the smartest of options? Not really. Is it the worst option? No. Leave gen though, right? Like, so here's, if we go back, right? If we go back, what was the other? Stay on generator. So bear in mind that my generator has just exploded. So staying on gen at this point now would be very risky. Super risky. In fact, almost suicidal. Or hiding a locker, right? The hiding a locker, to be quite honest with you, isn't even the automatic scenario. It's really just hide in general as such. So what we then do is we then hear him switch to wolf form. Then once we hear him switch again, we get into the locker, and then boom, do you see that there? That was Dracula, right? Look at this. We'll just do this in frame. Can we all see that? You ready? You ready? That's Dracula spawning right at my generator. Literally, that is the killer, quite specifically, at the window at my gen. Can we just see, right? So this is where they cut the clip, right? Which is why I'm saying what they're doing is well, the reason I have to do it, Rebecca, is because honestly, right? It's they've made their clips so selective that's what's made me laugh so much. Like, that's why I'm having so much fun with this. Because they had to cut it, because if they left it one more frame, everyone would point out, oh hey, you know how the Dracula is right at his gen? I can see why you hid in the locker. That's kinda why. Now, as I say, let's 1, 2, 3 seconds, 4 seconds between me getting off that generator and a 4-second window of me entering the locker. Yes, Dracula is already on my gen. He's kicked the gen. I think I don't know if I got the blast mine put on it or not. I don't think I did. Or if I did, I did. But he kicks it, you know. He then leaves the area, right? He's going to start leaving the area now, because he sees that, and then realistically you would just assume people have walked away. So then I leave the locker, right? Now he's found Lara, for instance, because they've ran in for a save. During the time he's been away, they've found him. I go back on the gen, but I immediately see he's like directly coming back, because we can see him in the window. But I'm like, yeah, fuck it, let's just wing it a little bit. We'll see if we can get a wee bit more progress on it. He's obviously sitting in and out of the distance. We don't have to worry. So now we get to go back on the gen. So bear in mind, they are now putting in progress. Obviously Ada comes in. We can't see that. We couldn't tell Ada was going to do that, to be fair. Or not Ada, sorry, Lara. Sable, sorry. We didn't know the Sable was going to do that. So yeah, I jump in the locker. Nobody's even taken a hit yet, right? Other than the fact they've been hooked once and they're in chase. Could we have potentially have dropped and taken the chase for them? We probably could. But to be honest with you, we also have to assume this early in the game that gen progress is also super important. Lara then also goes down. Which, did Lara actually take... so Lara also had a hit, then takes a hit basically for the Sable, essentially, is what I'm going to assume. Or they ran into each other. So one of the two, you know. And we get back on our gen. Now, the Ada wants to also say the fact that they fixed 3 of the gens, right? Something they very proudly declare on this. We accept they fix 1, right? We have to accept they fix 1. And then I put an wee thing on it, and I try and see if I can get a bit more progress. Now, also apparently I hidden lockers for the full game, basically. So far I've went in a locker twice. at the very opening of the game, you know, and we're now going to get to a point where now we're 2 gens for 2 hooks. The Ada's now in chase, has made the save. We come running in, right, and we're running in knowing that we're probably in pretty close, and we make a save, you know. So we're not doing non-teamwork reactions. I move away from the hook because we shouldn't really be in this area, mainly down to the fact the person going down went right down beside us. So not a great scenario to stand under the hook. So at this point, right, they've fixed the gen. Ada's fixed the gen. I've fixed the gen. Okay. I'm going to just double check how far back it goes after that one. So they hide in the locker. But again, so I think comfortably we can actively... Okay, so what has actually happened is actually the game has progressed to basically the end, to where the last little bits of the topic come in. So the bit they don't show essentially is the parts where now I'm going to now start fixing a shit ton of other gens. So they were working on a centre gen, I believe. I think the Ada did fix the first gen completely themselves. I do think that actually happened. I don't think they had any assistance. So I put about like 20-30% on that gen. I go to see if the save is possible here. I see that they're in chase. I'm coming up. I see somebody go into the basement. I'm now not necessarily needed in that scenario. And at 3 gens, we probably still want somebody putting any form of applied pressure on the generators. Right? Again, also, we're all Survivor solo queuing this. So let's be honest. There's a level of like conversation you can't actually have. Swag Robinson's Ada goes down for the first time this game. So they've led a pretty decent chase to some extent. They've allowed the saves to happen. And now... we're on this gen. We're putting about... I think we put about a good solid 30% on it. And then what I kind of think to myself was I'm going to flashbang it. And then I'm going to go back to the other gen. Because the other gen, when I'm looking at these gens that could cause a 3 gen, I realise that I want that outer gen done. And I don't want this centre one not touched. Right? So bear in mind, I've now put 30% on that gen. I'm on about 30% on this gen. Right? And we've flashbanged one, right? So we have now at this point put essentially 60% progress on across the board of 2 different gens, right? And we're able to see that one as well. So we get a good idea of what's going on, right? So at this point, we're just working away. We're doing part of the game. I would say that Ada's doing really well in chase, because they're not actually... they've been running for quite a while. So Lara, I think, is on the centre one that we couldn't see initially. I think that was the one that they were working on at the very start, as such. But then I think eventually I start to think if they're actually on my gen, and I think they might have been on my gen, because I think that's the next one that pops, if I'm right in saying so. Which means that the progress I've put on that has gave them a head start as a collective team. Swag Robinson has actually like managed to get away from the killer. So they fixed the gen that I put 30% on. And then they've been found, right? And I get this gen done. Now at this point, the Sable goes down, right? She's on death hook. It's going to be a tough one to save that person. It's going to be a massive task to save that person, right? Maybe they can do something, but realistically, it's kind of a tough one to do the save unless you do aggressively body block and swarm the hook. I'm not really in a position to have even got there. So at this point, one person has died, but we are on the last gen, right? Considering I've fixed now 2 gens myself, right? And put progress on the 3rd one, and now I'm a good 30% into the halfway point of this one. So I see them coming around. I know they're going to be looking for all the gens. So yeah, I hide behind an object. I know I think I've also at this point put on the blast mine, but they don't come near us, so I can come back on it. We can kind of risk to reward it, because at this point we kind of see they're chasing other people / looking. And I think at this point they're about to find, yeah, the Ada again, which they do, and they down her. Because she's trying to like either be somewhere in an area doing something, but otherwise she's not really near a gen. So she's kind of like doing a good job here of just being out the way to a degree. I would actually account that to being a good teammate at the end of the day. And they go into second hook. Now, yes, at this point you can basically say, hey, Connor hasn't taken a hook state. But considering that I've fixed nearly 3 of the 5 gens by myself, I'm going to be honest, I'm doing the heavy lifting of the scenario here on the generators. The rest of the team is doing a pretty decent job, to be honest, of holding the Dracula back. Because let's be honest, the fact is we're down to 1 gen, and there's one person still can take a hook state. I can still take 2, and the Ada at this point is on death hook. So this is where they're probably mad now, because they've been getting off the hook. They got off the hook. Now this is where they then come on to this bit, right? What does the streamer on 0 hooks do to assist myself who's been actively tunneled? Do they take a hit for me, heal Lara so she can help me, body block the killer, complain I've brought the killer to the gen? Right, here we go. You ready, everyone? Ready? I complain I brought the killer to the gen. I literally need you not here. Right. Go, run away. They run away. Right, I go back on it. Right, so let's just see what happened in that scenario, because this is them right here. They come running over to us. Right. They disappear across because they do the teleport part. They run away. I sit on the gen because now they'll see me. They've seen the Lara as well. I then try to pull aggro to a degree by taking the hit there and run, but they continue going after the Lara. Right? I can't force the killer to chase me. Right? I can't force the killer to chase me at that point. I've taken a hit and the killer's decided not to go after me. And now they've went after the Lara, who, if we also go back, right, wasn't hit either, right? So they've went for the maximised damage route of this one. After they've hit me, continued going after the Lara, which I think they get her with the fire. They get her with the fire, they just get her after it, right? So, I don't know how I heal Lara, who's nowhere to be seen, right? Like, if we go back to, like, that little bit of that wee segment there, of what they ask. Like, so... moment. So take a hit for me is quite literally impossible. Can we also just like look at this, right? Take a hit for me when the killer teleports to the window in front of you is actually quite moronic that's what they're saying. Like, again, I think they saw red when they've made this video, so like I'm not going to bash on them too heavily. But take a hit for me is a very, very outlandish scenario to put in play when they don't show the rest of the video, which is the killer teleports in front of us both. I can't body block the bats. Heal the Lara so she can help me. I'm going to be honest with you, we never see the Lara until I take the hit. But again, she doesn't show any of this context because it doesn't apply to her truth, right? Body block the killer physically at that exact point that they're talking about is impossible. They're in bat form. You know, but they don't show that because if they were to show the full context of the video, it makes them look like a fucking idiot. Like, because these things don't actually apply. But the one that does apply is I'm at a 70% on the last generator, right, when no other generator has progress on it. Not a single generator other than this one has progress, and they have brought the killer to the last and only remaining gen with progress. I can see why people would complain, right? Which is literally what we do, right? I'm amazed like at how selective this is. See how they teleport all the way there? How do you body block for somebody that's teleported to a window quite literally 15 meters ahead of you? Like, how do I do this? Also, I let them run past and then I'm now the person in the line of sight. So in a degree, I would also say I probably do technically classify that as body blocking. I'm putting myself in the line of fire. And look how much progress is on that gen, right? That's what they're trying to say is what I did wrong there, right? And then the last one, which we can show because it's just about to happen in the clip, in the actual episode as well, right? So they then go, after being hit for the first time, right, which happens so fast after that clip that and completely nullifies the previous question. They go, after being hit for the first time all game, what does the streamer do? Well, at this point, they say, see me right next to him and resets, right? So I don't see her immediately, right? But we'll pretend that the logic is not here right now, right? Stick the last gen, considering it hasn't been hooked, right? So allow myself to be down because they're in the area. Take chase away from the gen, now injured and good bait. They literally avoided me after the hit and went after the Lara. Plot twist in a corner and get mad at me, right? Here we go. So this is what happens, right? You ready, everybody? Right, like, give them their 4 seconds. So we plot twist in the corner. We're near enough the gen. We now see her running up to us. Didn't see her initially as we plot twist. Lara is taking chase miles away. She could actually, if she wanted to, she could have actually, what she could have done is actually healed me faster and then let me finish off the plot twist there, or just healed us and I could have just got back up. I'd be a bit mad that the plot twist was wasted, but the concept is there, right? What she then doesn't show is then this bit, right? So we run away. As I say, the ladder is now all the way over there. I go 1, 2, 3, go down. Now I see her come into frame. I see her getting chased. I've plot twisted, right? So I've plot twisted, right? Now the bit that we don't show, right? The bit they don't show is they point at me a couple of times because they're like, I'm mad because I could help. And I'm telling them be productive, but what they do is they go to sandbag me by showing off. This is what they then do. So they then go to do that, right? In which case they've now ran basically the full length of the map. I'm now fully healed. I go back in the gen. Now this is the gen. Apparently, they did all of that progress. See that 80% progress? That was all Ada. I didn't touch this gen apparently. Right? And also, they finished this gen. I just want you to know that progress wasn't me. I'm not taking credit for it. This unedited footage shows that they did all of this, right? This was the third and final. This was the final gen that they did themselves. They even say it in the comments, right? So we will then sit on the gen, right? Now at this point, I'll be honest with you, I have no care in the planet for this Ada now. She is now currently still finishing this generator. I know she's a couple of meters away, right? But she has, quite literally, still has progress on this gen. She's still actually, this is not me doing the gen, I'm a proxy here. She's fixing the gen. Ada is finishing this gen, and then the gen pops because Ada did that entire gen herself. As long as you're not taking credit for work you didn't do. Yeah, I don't want to take credit for the work I didn't do because that would be so wrong of me. So like again, I didn't do any gens at all this entire game. At all. I didn't do any gens. I didn't get hooked, I didn't get saw, and I just hid in the locker the entire time. So then at this point, right, that gen pops, right? Now, I want to just say something, right? She runs to the reasonable gate, right? The gate's right there. I actually think, and as much as I make a joke, right, this actually is the right play. If you don't know the Lara's over there, which I think she still is, right? You go to that gate, because the moment this pops, you can put extra time on that one. Now, at the same time as well, if she's the injured one, I'll be honest, I wouldn't technically do it. No wonder they're raging, get helping the team. Right? So then, when I then fix this gen, I know they're going to that one. There's not actually a reason to go to that one though either. Like, when I realised this one's over here, we should have both went this way personally. But again, you probably wouldn't know the thing's going to like lock in there, right? And then we run all the way to this gen. I'm not even going to skip it. We're not doing any skipping. But we run all the way to this gate as such because it makes sense. Now she's already been put back in chase after Lara went down. Again, she's went down because the Lara was in the same fucking area for a start. And then she was at the gate right to where the Lara's been chased to. So I get on this gen, right? And then this is what they then say. During the end game, Lara's down and I'm in chase. What do? Do I go back and pick up the Lara, right? Take a hit for me, 99 the gate to save us, or say fuck it and leave us, right? And as it shows, as the evidence shows, everybody, as the evidence shows, we put on the progress on the gate, sorry, and then I leave because literally the term of fuck 'em comes into play. They basically try to sandbag me, and then they've basically then said like, oh yeah, like what's he going to do? As you can then see, so we'll not skip it, but it'll take a bit more. So yeah, they basically are like, oh, I'm in chase. But again, 99 in the gate, right, is also a stupid fucking ploy. Like, 99 in the gate doesn't actually help us in this scenario, to be fair. And that is literally the game. That was the game. That was the game. As I say, and that was what they put up as such. So like, if we go through them all again, you know, they've got like, what does he do on the generator? Well, we don't show proper evidence. Right, mute that there. We don't show proper evidence. He goes like, what do we do when he brings not me, the Ada brings the killer to the final gen that has any progress on it, literally the only gen with progress on it. Yeah, obviously I complain. What do I do when they take the first hit? Obviously I want to go fully heal so I can take a secondary hit, you know. Like, but then obviously they don't show them sandbagging. But it's funny enough, in the comments they actually say that. They were like, oh, I can't believe you're so mad about it. They say something along the lines of like, what about the sandbagging? Which is quite funny. Which is even funnier because they don't show it in their video. They don't show it in their clip of my content, right? Which is which is what for me finds it takes it even funnier as such. Now, what I do like is this though. Oh, I sandbagged you, how evil, you know. They don't show me sandbagging them. Now, a comment I do leave was literally just like, but your clip doesn't show that I said you sandbagged, so you're jumping it. Like, so like, they don't even show the sandbagging. So like, why even bring it up, right? But they bring it up because, again, I think at this point, they've just had to fully double down and fully commit to the fact that everything they've showed is so justifiably wrong. In fact, this one might be the only one that was just completely correct, to be fair, because I do pretty much just say fuck it and leave them, because the Ada was just being an absolute toxic piece of shit. So like, at the end of the day, I don't know why I would have came back and saved them when I fixed 3 gens myself. Like, literally like 3 gens myself and helped with the 4th. Is that what happened? Like, look at all this progress, people. Look, right? We have 1 gen done ourselves, right? Then we get this gen done. We put progress on this gen. We go back and finish it. Like, yeah, we do like 3 gens ourselves, basically. 3.5 gens ourselves, essentially. These fucking streamers, man, think they get all the clout and leave the match. Yeah, no, that's just genuinely it. Like, this was the thing. This was their whole clip, and as I say, like, I find it kind of interesting that they had to double down so much. As I say, the bits that I'll read for the comment sense, so people can see it as well. I'm actually gonna move me for a second. On about you, you prick. I know, because I was the streamer, Rebecca. I'm not. Ironically, I'm not that dense. Or maybe I am. Maybe I am. But yeah, so like, I mean, literally, like, when we go through to this comment lineup, if it decides to load. Oh, also, the funniest thing about that game that we didn't actually get a chance to explore, just so everybody knows, can we all take a second to look at the name of the killer? Right, are you ready for the name of the killer, everybody? Because I did mention it, but it's the funniest shit ever, to be fair. Are you ready? So, like, I'm literally talking about how, like, Eri Lightbringer. I don't Eri the other twos. I get the benevolent one for leaving as such. But Eri, the one that no one else in this game would have got Eri for. But, like, yeah, let's just wait. There you go. Do you see that name of the person that's left? The Glasgow Council was the killer that game. Oh, Glasgow Council was the killer. So, the bits... Aye, that also made me laugh, to be fair. So, as I say, they came into the chat, right? And their name is I Believe in Anything Other Than Sea Dog Streamer Extraordinaire. You're actually dog shit. No body blocks when you're on hooks. On 0 hooks. I didn't take no aggro, other than that one time I took aggro where it was actually in the vicinity to do it. Just hiding. I hid in a locker twice at the very start of the game, and then was on gens the rest of it. But obviously, that's still hiding for 20 minutes. We was all doing gens as well, is what they said, because I asked about it as such. Now, I get it. They did pop 1, right? But did you see this one, right? Look. Popped 1 at the start, got progress on the second, which I don't know if they did, but we're going to look that back. We're going to fully analyse if they did generally put progress on the second, because technically the second one to pop was actually mine, so I know they didn't, but I'm assuming in their rage they can't count to 3, and then they popped the last, right? So popped the first, got progress on the second, popped the last, right? Shall we review that? Shall we just review that? Let's just see. So they're not lying when they say about popping the first one. They do in fact pop the first gen themselves, to be fair. They put a lot of work into that gen, right? Now, I think if we're light and saying, so this would be the second one. I'm not petty, Rebecca, but what it really is I ain't going to stand for no bullshit. Now, mainly what it is, to be quite honest with you, I just think it's funny that they've decided to take it so far. And yes, I am an absolute petty wee bitch, to be fair. But they popped the first gen. Now, they said they put progress on the second. Can we just double check what that says? At the start, got progress on the second, right? I don't think you did, Ada. I think that was all me, shockingly. Unless they're hacking and maybe they actually just pinged and then popped it at the end. That would count technically, but I don't think they did. And then it says, what's this one? It says, and popped the last one. Can we go to that last gen again? Can we go to that last gen? Let's just go to that last gen, because apparently they popped it. I just need to see it. I just need to see it, just a tiny bit. All that progress that I didn't put on that gen, that's crazy. Look how little progress I put on that. And then, like, oh, right, okay, so it's at like 80%. 80%, right, okay, so they put, yeah, but what's that, maybe a solid 10% and that, but they didn't say about putting progress on it. They said they popped it. They must be hacking. They must be hacking. That must be like, they can't still be on this gen when it popped. Are they still on this gen when it popped? I don't know about that. That feels as if they might not have popped that gen. A small part of me wants to believe they were not on that final gen. What they're saying is, I put progress on one gen after. Now, here's the thing. If they had said, hey, I was getting chased the entire time, or any time I was near a gen, I got found and was put into chase, I totally would have agreed with them. But at the same time, that is not what they said. Not at all what they said. Then they say about none given hate speech. I don't know who brought up hate speech, for instance. I don't really know how that came into play. They're just saying that... I like how they've actually responded to Streamlabs. Oh my god, I've just realised what they've done. Oh, they've read the pop-up. That's amazing. So ironically, that pop-up generally comes up every half hour if a certain amount of chatting has happened. It's just a general message, just so people know, you know, as such. Just as a thing, you know. And they're literally like, hey, Streamlabs, I ain't giving no hate speech. I ain't giving no hate speech. I just realised that. That's fucking adorable. That's actually the nicest thing ever. Do you know what? To be fair though, right, at least somebody has actually fucking respected what the bot has said. I'm going to, do you know what, actual props for that, right? Because any other time we have people coming in just being absolute arseholes, they tend to not read the rules. So, like, actually, know what? Fair fucking play. I actually have to give them a point for that one, to be honest. Like, I have to give them props. Like, yeah, fair play. I can't even say anything about that one, to be honest. That's the first person ever that might actually have read what the bot has said, and then says, "Yeah, I'm not actually doing hate speech though. I'm just saying he didn't take any aggro." Other than the one time where I took the hit and then the killer chose not to chase me though, you know, that's shockingly enough. Like, I didn't have a lead on them, so I couldn't really force them to chase me. It says no hits, takes, and no body blocks. But ironically, I did take a hit. And I did technically body block at that point because you were past me and they didn't proceed to chase me. Then one person not doing gens at one gen, like, I can't remember how that one came up as nothing, especially when it had that much progress. Because of me, you silly bastard. Like, because of me. I'm the reason it had progress. I'm the reason we got the last gen done. Nobody else was on a gen. Like, oh my goodness. And then it goes on to plus, I'm talking about when the gates were opened. Like, the gate got opened because I went to the other gate and opened it. I was near exit gate and you already had left. She was nowhere fucking near the exit gate because they were at the other gate. Like, so now I don't entirely know if they know what gate I opened. Then they say, just say you're bad, it's okay. I am bad. I am bad at admitting how shit I am at fixing 3.5 of the 5 gens. I put my hands in the air, everybody. I am shit at fixing gens. I'm sorry. I should have fixed all 5. It's entirely my fault. Entirely my fault. It's fine if you can't loop, just admit it. I mean, we never actually got into a chase, to be honest, to prove that I couldn't loop. We know I can't loop. We also watched me the night before when I really couldn't loop. Like, it's this one. Then I was obviously saying, because I, again, will also 100% agree, listen, if the game goes poorly, sometimes, yes, I will also get mad. It is what it is, you know. But they are saying, yeah, I'm pissed, because you have the wooden brain. But I also had the escape brain. I also had the generator brain, right? Like, I also didn't get hit unnecessarily, and the one time I did get hit was to potentially take Chase away. So yeah, the wooden brain, yeah, that's a thing. That is a thing, you know. Then they said, save your VOD, I want to clip this, which is why I told them, hey, you can go onto YouTube or it's on here. Like, I literally have the stuff here. Like, there's almost never a time where I'm going to take a VOD down unless something crazy was to happen. This is not what I would define as crazy. This is why I think this is the funniest thing ever, because they've actually made a clip, edited it so heavily to be wrong, but make me look in the bad scenario, make me look worse off for it. And then they've not even then proceeded to make like a second video. Like they're more than welcome to. Like these VODs exist, you're more than welcome to use them. Like, but show the full details, you know, don't make the clips up because you realise that in your rage you were miles off the mark, you know. And then like they said 3 gens, first, third and last. So this is they said they fixed the first gen. They fixed the third gen apparently, right? So let's have a look. Did they get on that third gen? I'm kind of curious now. So gen number 3. So we know they fixed the first one, right? Now bear in mind, this also means that they've now also changed the definition of the number 2, because that's what they said initially. Now it's 3. So now they've changed it. So now they went from fixing the first gen, putting progress on the second, and then popping the last one. They've now went to, I fixed the first one, the third one, and the last one. Right, so let's go back. Let's go back a bit, because I want to know if they put any progress at all. Right, so there's Gen 4. Right, okay, so that's the one we fixed. Right, so this is Gen 3. Right, so let's see who does at any point in time they touch a generator. Let's find out, everybody. Do they touch a generator during the time of one of Gen 3's pop? I think at some point during your rant, you're going to have to take responsibility for being rubbish. I think a public apology should be issued to the TikToker. I probably will have to apologise, to be fair, because I didn't fix all 5 gens. Like, I think I will make a clip tonight, and I will upload it saying, hey, I'm sorry, everybody. I will fix 5 gens next time. I'll have to do it. Now, I'm just double-checking that I'm wanting to see when, during the time of them being hooked, they put progress on this gen. Because it was Gen 3 is what they said. Was it Gen 3 that they said? Now we're only skipping 5 seconds at a time. They're in chase, so I don't know if they touch a gen. They're healing themselves. And then Gen 3 got fixed. That's so weird. That's so weird, because they said, let me just read this again. The first, the third, that would be that one. Is that not that one? Oh man, I mean, I know I'm dyslexic, right? But counting to 5 is hard. Oh god, I think it was that one. I think it was the third one. Yeah, they didn't literally touch a third gen. At all. Quite literally. And then they're saying they then fixed the last one. Right? They then said they fixed the last one. And we can watch it again. We can watch it again. I want to see like all that progress they put on it. Let's see. Yeah, I mean that is a lot of progress they have put on this one. To be fair, that's a super amount of progress. You know, some would say a crazy amount of progress. You know, and then we go down. They go and sandbag us. They go touch the gen, and then like I wonder how much of this would they have fixed. We can see it, right? So they're at like the 75%. That's such a shitty thing. So at 75%, and then when do they stop? Probably as they stop about there. Okay, so they fixed approximately 1 full gen, and then it looks as if they fixed about 10% to 15% of another gen. I'm just sure. Okay, yeah, okay, that is okay. Yeah, I need to apologise for that. Yeah, that's totally true. You know, I didn't fix that gen at all. I didn't touch that gen at all. Then I was told to rewatch the VOD, which I have done. As I say, I've now uploaded it onto YouTube as well. You're more than welcome to watch through this one. Like and follow and share. Thumbs it down if you think I didn't fix 5 gens. Any analytic will be welcome. I might even do what they did and just click promote and pay money to have it get fake views and numbers. But you know, we might not have to do that as such. But yeah, I mean, I think like that basically was everything. And then it was like, anyway, your ass, please quit. Like, oh my goodness, I'm so confused. Like, But this was the one game we had last night, and as I say, I'm just so confused to why this has made them so mad. Like, I'm genuinely so confused to why this has made them so mad. Like, somebody honestly has to explain this to me. Like, because I've seen some people take a loss bad. Like, I know Scott, and he takes losses bad, right? But I would say Scott looks like a saint in how he takes a loss compared to this person in question. Like, like I think that might be the safest thing to actually say. I have seen Scott handle defeat way more appropriately than this one game, and the fact that they made a TikTok about it as such is why I'm laughing so much, because the TikTok is just so wrong. Like, and I think what's funny as well is it's nice to see. Like, what I do like is the fact that the comments coming in about it don't have the context, so they're seeing what they believe is the context, which I totally appreciate. So I'm not going to laugh at too many of the comments as such, but because some of them are fucking hilarious, to be fair. Like somebody says, "Oh my god, I played with him. He was exactly the same in my game." This was the first time I played Survivor in months, so unless that they were in this game as one of those two, I'm not too sure. Like, I got them all, but you made it harder because they're only green. Like, so they're like, "Hey, can you edit a bit better?" Not all TTVs, but always a TTV. Like, again, because that's how they get the footage, because we're on streaming. Apparently, I called them Alex, which I'm now going to call Ada from now on. Like, as obviously we have like George and we've got Georgia for the zombies. We now have Alex as the new Ada. So anytime we're in a game with an Alex, that is now the name. Like, why the fuck did he plot twist? What? Mind you, I was the unproductive one. Like, you were. You sandbagged me and then sat on a gen for less than 10% progress. The first one wasn't even a heartbeat, and you got scared by the lullaby. Which is kind of technically true, but obviously they don't see the context of the fact that the gen popped, so we knew they were coming there. Like, this is what I mean. Like, you get people who, like, they then look a bit silly because their comment is with the context that they have and not the context that they didn't have. Like, I was actually given serious answers, which is probably some of them would be right. 0 hooks all game, because I played it correctly. Could I have taken a hook? Yeah, but I didn't need to, so I got them all right. Good on you. Within the poor context of their video, I appreciate it. What I don't appreciate is my video and my content being used like completely infactually. The 11's in my game. Yeah, it's the first time I've really played her. Do more. I want to keep watching. You can come. I was actually tempted to just send my link to this person and be like, hey, you can come watch actual content and not somebody that rage baits off of people's content. Guaranteed he talks to his chat like he's been insane at this game too. I would never. I couldn't even be remotely different. Like, I felt bad for that one because I was sitting going like, I feel bad because if they came in, like, they should know I'm self-deprecating as fuck. Like, I am not good at this game. But again, I get it. No context, He just didn't want to admit he can't look, but like, brother, it's okay, be honest. And it's like they didn't want to admit that they're dog shit at the game and have to blame other people for their misfortunes. The mechanical toolbox, how productive. Like, I don't even get that one because, like, it's literally a toolbox for fricks and gens. Yo, I think I've gone up against this guy before. I hopped into his chat to say GG after beating him with the knight and he called me a wanker. I can confirm I don't think I've ever called a knight a wanker. Like, I don't actually think I have, because I normally play killer. Like, I literally don't play survivor. So I don't know the last time I played against a knight to call him a wanker, but do you know what, good sir? You might be a wanker. When I played killer and I see a TTV in the name, it's my mission to tunnel them. Do you know what? Fair play. Actually, a lot of people actually do that, to be fair. Oh, same. I'm the reason 90% of Twitch hates spirits. No, we don't. Like, we literally don't. What we do hate is the idea that people are saying I specifically tunnel people. Like, that's a wee bit different. Sorry, but me focusing on you shows your true character. If you're a team player and don't cause a bad time for anyone, only the hunt will show. I have no idea what Confucius level shit that means, but like other than that, he literally just says I tunnel people with TTV in their name, which is totally fair play. Of course, it's an 11. Well, yeah, that is in fact the character. Yep. Oh, watch everyone. No hate speech, guys. No hate speech. Do not respond to the bot. It will ban you. Right, you watch for that bot. You appreciate what that bot has to say, right? Not a single hook all game. As if that's a bad thing. I'm not joking. He hid every time he saw the heartbeat. Because do you know what I normally do when I see the killer? Run headfirst at them like a fucking idiot. Like, this happens to me so often. The majority with Lara Crofts and 11s. Like, forget Meghead and Sables. They're not nearly as bad as those two. Dead ass, bro. 90% of Sables I've played with have carried me. Like, oh, okay, what hate speech? Yeah, no hate speech, Rebecca. We're having none of it in here. So I obviously had to comment because I got the unbridled joy today of having to read through this comment section and watch that video. Basically saying, hey, this is so funny because it's very selective. Oh, I sandbagged you, how evil. Also, your clip doesn't show that you sandbagged by jumping in and out of the locker. Didn't have enough time. They had plenty of time. I actually don't think that was actually in response to that as well, as such. So it was like, why mention it? Things like, you mentioned it, big guy. Dementia is common in people your age. I didn't mention it though. See, I think Flow State might have the dementia. They know that I think they might have thought I'm the creator for a second, maybe. Oh, I've actually just realised what they're meant. I was also curious how that had anything to do with DbD. My God, please stop talking. You're going in circles. Do you know what wasn't going in circles? The Alex player wasn't going in circles because their looping was shit because they kept getting put down. Show the 3 gens you fixed fully then. Because obviously they can't show that evidence. They could actually, like, because the thing is, they can show that little box and they could show all the progress they put into gens. And it says, acting like doing the gens is the only important part of the game. It is kind of an important part of the game, though, as such. But again, what they're trying to have them to now escape is the conversation of, hey, I did the gens while everyone else was doing parts of the game. I did the other most important part of the game, the bit that lets you get out. How did you expect me to do gens and take chase at the same time? I didn't. You said you fixed 3 gens. I finished 3. I don't know what more you want from me, man. Yeah, sure thing. Because at that point, I was actually so tearing up, right? Like, the tears were flowing, right? Because I'm literally like, they said they finished 3 gens. Can we just see the level of bullshit this person talks? They said they finished 3 gens. They finished 1. Holy shit, that math is bad. Notice how everyone's agreeing with me. Time to self-reflect, big guy. I am self-reflecting in the form of constructive criticism. Fix yourself. Like, as a TTV, I always take chase. I hate being the reason we lose, which is also why I fix gens. Because I hate being the reason we lose when no one gets gen progress. This person says, as a TTV, I'm so sorry for you. Laughing my ass off. I promise we're not all like this. Shockingly, we're not all like this, but we also have people who are this fucking deluded. All girls that I meet are always amazing. It's always the sweaty old bald men. Do you know what? That is a very descriptive and pretty honest description of me, to be fair. I'm sweaty, I am old, and I am bald. Damn, they have absolutely nailed the absolute description there, you know. Then this person comes in, bro reposted complaining that he did 3 gens. Mind you, teamwork and chase is equally as important. No, not that old. Scott, it turns out I am that old. I am a sweaty old bald man. Oft, no need to come after the looks. I think the thing is, you've got to remember, Rebecca, right? This is like prime scenarios, right? When you're not actually winning the argument, you have to then go for the insecurities. And they went, he's bald. And I'll tell you something, I took a long walk that night. He's also a TikToker, can't buy. Wait. Also, the TikToker can't buy drinks legally yet. Sweaty and bald is fine. Like, literally, I was like, I could not stop laughing at that one. This person was like, bro reposted, complaining that he did the 3 gens. And then he was like, I argued in his stream afterwards, and he went on about the gens for 10 straight minutes. Because you fixed one and said you fixed three. Like, that is mental. So mental. Like, I think that's the biggest bit about it as well. It's like, they're not even like, proper on... They can't understand that you were doing the objective, and then they were just being selfish. Like, yeah, to an extent, Darkadaka. Pretty much, but I will accept, right, that like there is a world in which I could have potentially have done somewhat more to have been the body block. Oh, you seen the eye? Yeah, the body blocking scenario. Like if that had actually then pulled the chase, maybe something different could have happened. They probably would have fixed that gen themselves at that point. At completing the 25% I left it on, that they things could have easily happened. But the Dracula, after he hit me, didn't come after me. He kept going after the Lara to get more damage on players. Like, so I totally get it. Like, I totally get what they're saying. But, like, again, they're basically saying, like, I can't believe he argued about the fact that he fixed 3.5 of the 5 gens himself. Like, that's the bit they have to avoid because it ruins their argument, you know. I get that they were mad at the game. And I get that they've probably made this video and now look foolish for doing it as such, but the bonus they've got is because they've clipped it so aggressively, it makes them look right. So the people agreeing with them will boost their ego. It'll boost their self-confidence to be like, hey, I was right. Sadly, subjectively, they're a fucking idiot because they're miles off from being right. But, you know what? Sometimes that comes with reflecting, which is what we're doing. Someone in the commented on you being a Paisley Bam. Yeah, I was about to get there as well. So, like, somebody said, do something and be productive, and he sits on the ground with plot twist. The irony is so funny. The irony is that I actually still got back up and then fixed that gen. This was how I got commented. They both tagged us in it, kind of thing, as such. And I was just like, oh, this is how I found it, as such. Like, because it had been made that night, which is even funnier. I apparently sound like a Paisley Bam. They were unsure what that means, and this person says, that streamer who clearly can't play sounds like someone who's from part of Paisley in Scotland, where they call people BAMs. I actually don't know the last time I've called somebody a BAM. Like, I actually don't. Like it's actually an interesting one, because now I'm going to have to hear it all the time, and I'm going to be like, shit, I probably hear it all the time, and I've just, like, tuned it out. There are Scots that carry that exact accent, which is true. I am from the general region of the Paisleys and Glasgow's. So, like, it is what it is. This person says, me, AF. They were like, what? They were like, off. Me as fuck. I'm awful, lol. And then that was it. This person, though, came in and they says, except the first question, which, again, with context, I think this would change. Hang on. Hang about with Laura. She calls people BAMs all the time. I just don't think I've heard it. Like, I think that's my thing. Like, I just don't think I've heard it being used all the time. But apparently it's a Paisley thing. And I go through Paisley literally all the time. So that's why I'm kind of like, I feel like I should have maybe heard it more often. Like, I hear Walloper more than I hear BAM, to be fair. But I don't think Walloper's like a fully Scottish thing. At least not that I know of. Like, I think that's just, I wouldn't even know where that comes from. Walloper. But this person says, except the first question, their moves were always right. Not like you bringing the killer where they're putting progress. That's the worst move in this video. Like, I like the fact that person did that. Then somebody comes in, 0 hooks and not helping is a good move. It's a team game, so go help your teammates. I was helping my teammates. Nah, BAM's Glasgow. Ah, fair. So that might be why I'm actually not hearing it, to be fair. That might be why then. So this person was like, oh, they had 0 hooks and then and not helping, like, is a good thing. But they don't, what I think is funny is they don't show the fact that I was on 3.5 of the amount of gens. I use cunt more. Yeah, see, I feel like I drop the C more often. Yeah. The funny part about this video... Oh, that's me, sorry. The funny part about this video was... the first one was legit 1 second after they cut the clip. The Dracula is up my generator. Because I failed a skill check on the gen. And they came right to me. Like, sorry, I had to do a voice because, like, it's like one of those, like, you know, we put up the fuzzy image and stuff. You know, security, right? Yeah, because I'm not going to clip every time you hid, brother. The video will be 20 minutes long. The game lasted 10 minutes. Like, I honestly am convinced this person cannot count. You know, I don't even know if it's sarcasm at this point, because I'm actually convinced they can't count. But they were like, oh, every time you hit it would be a 20-minute video. It literally can't be a 20-minute video unless you just pause and then take screenshots, because the game lasted 10 minutes. And we hid in a locker at the start of the game twice. I mean, selectively clipping for your false narrative. Oh, sorry, it's me again. Jesus, sorry. I mean, selectively clipping for your false narrative. Nothing to do with me hiding for 20 minutes in a game that only lasted 10 minutes. One. Come on now, this is getting kinda sad. I assume this is linked to a rank system, not in the fucking slightest, Scott. That's what makes this fucking hilarious. There's no real MMR in this game, and there's no ranking system in this game. You just get chucked in with randomers and absolute salty sailors like this fucking Spittoon. Like, this is why it's the funniest shit ever. Like, if this was like fucking going platinum on fucking Street Fighter or some shit, and there's some mad fucking argument going, maybe there's a bit to it because you're really fucking climbing the ladder. This is a genuine, just random as fuck game. Oh. They then said it was 70% and he was on 0 hooks. While I'm actively being tunnelled out, the gen can afford a few seconds of pause progress. He can take a hit. I did take a hit. I literally did take a hit. Like, this is what I mean. Now you know why I just play fighting games. I can't be bothered with this. The same used to happen in League of Legends. Yeah, this is the thing though, Scott. This happens every so often. This happens, but not enough where you really notice it anymore. Like, occasionally I'll get them, person will come into chat and they're not happy. But I'll be honest with you, like 99% of the time, maybe that number has to change a little bit because of this person, but almost all the time, somebody will come in, if it's late at night when all the kids are out of school, right? Like, somebody will come in slightly later on in the stream, if they're mad about how a game goes, and they'll just say it, you know, that game was shit, or you played like shit. And then that's about it, and then they kind of just leave, you know? Very, very rarely. Or we talk it out, and to be honest, actually, a lot of people end up sitting watching the stream have been people who have actually said, hey, he was shit, or then they'll be like, oh no, wait, I actually get what he did though, or, yeah, it was a bad game, and we all just kind of played, and sometimes the game just falls apart. This person, though, has went full scorched earth for some reason, and I really don't know. Like, the only thing I can say, and I genuinely mean this though, right, is that I do hope that if whatever's happening in their life that's making them be this level of salty, I do hope they have like the help support required, like, because I don't really like the idea of somebody being this could be the potential like cry out kind of scenario, if it is or if it isn't, you know. So this person was like low MMR connoisseur, which again I am on Survivor because I never play them. We're doing it for challenges. This person said, I said DC. They're like, huh? And then, like, there was one other comment, but I won't be able to see it unless I think I pull up the phone version. Because, like, it was something along the lines of somebody commented basically being like, you both played like shit. And that was, like, the most actual sane comment. I'll see if I can pull it up on the phone version. Let's see if I can. I'll see if I can read it. So it was a good. The one that was left. Basically, it was like flagged for community guidelines. So, for instance, somebody put. I don't know if this is a new one. This is a new one. I don't know if this is a good or a bad thing. Right, one minute. So one of the ones says that was flagged said, "Fuck DbD players. I sacrifice my fucking game for them and they leave me. Everyone was healed and no hooks except for me. Looked for 5 gens. Damn." Okay, so this is somebody talking about a different game completely as such, because nobody looked for 5 gens in our game. This really... Oh, right, PMO pissed me off. Look at me getting all the words today. This person says, this really pissed me off to watch. The way he said you want to do something productive when all his actions are counterproductive and he knows damn well he's just playing to escape with or without his teammates. So again, this person's saying that without the context. I do not blame this person for saying that without the context, because I can kind of get, like, if you don't have the context, this is why like you see all these fucking like rage bait videos and stuff, you just kind of don't really know what's going on as such. But like, I get why they've said that, because it does look as if it's like me just doing whatever I can to escape. But they've not seen that I put 3.5% or 3.5 gens worth of progress in. you know, took a hit at least once. You know, they've not seen that. They didn't see that, to be fair. Somebody says, what the fuck is with him? So much. Somebody says, this was the one though that I was like, this is a legit comment. I'm amazed this is the one that got flagged, to be honest. I will say this in the nicest way possible. Y'all are unfortunately both not very skilled. It is entirely true. This is the most factual thing that's ever been said today, because I don't play Survivor a lot. I gen jockey and that's about it. He says, on the first one, stealthing for the gen is genuinely right. Which it is, because if you had that extra bit of context, the Dracula is immediately honest, but taking the chase would be unnecessary, and you should always leave a survivor hanging for a bit before saving, or at least wait until someone else is in chase, unless you stealth for the unhook. So that's what they're saying. I mean, that actually is, like, legitimately, that's a pretty good prompt scenario there. They are saying, why the fuck would he get off the gen or run straight for the save? Your options don't really make sense for that one specifically. So he is right, like, and he is actually pointing out and being very factual about it, to be fair. He then says, on the one you complain about, something that happens a ton of times in solo queue, and you're not being aware that the gen is progressed, which is understandable in solo queue. We don't have to speak about the third one. And for the last one, I think trying to save is more fun, but if someone BM'd me, I'd also consider just leaving them to fetch for themselves. Just focus more on yourselves as you play, guys. It will make you better, and the game will be more fun because everything you worry about is in your control. If you have horrible mates, then just ask yourself, how can I still win this for us? Like, I won it for us. I escaped. They then commented back, though, to be fair, and I think this is where you can kind of see the issue here. Holy yap, 1, he hid every single time he saw the heartbeat, even when the Sable was getting tunneled out, and then myself. I literally hid twice. Like, this is what I mean. Like, this person has watched what we watched, and has came to such an absolute brutal conclusion for their own narrative. Like, it is sad. It is sad. You know? 2, I purposely brought the killer to him, hoping he'd take a hit or something, considering he had 0 hooks, and I was on death hook and injured. I did body block and take a hit. Like, this is the thing. They have no accountability, which it is actually sad as fuck. 3, my BMing wasn't that serious. The gen still popped like 30 seconds after. Well then, why BM and just get on the fucking gen, you fucking donut? Like, this is what I mean. Like, this is like, people like that though, and I said this last night as well though, right? People like that are dangerous online because they have no filter. They clearly do not get told no in real life enough, right? Like, you can just tell that's the kind of person who does not get told off for their actions, like, at all, as such, and it's super, super noticeable. That's back there. Like, it is super noticeable. But, like, yeah, that was the banter. That was everything that happened in that game. And it's mental. Like, as I say, I just was like, when I seen the video go up today and I was getting tagged in it and stuff, I was already making clips and stuff like that anyway. I was then editing up the From episode and stuff. So I was doing stuff. As I say, the From episode's now been rendered. I need to upload it for tomorrow. But it was just that way where I'm like, I'm busy doing stuff and I've got an absolute fucking idiot throwing some random chatter into the void, you know. But then I think also the fact that it looks as if they've actually paid for bots to then throw that video all the way sky high. I mean, their video is sitting at 17.6k views right now, and I'll be honest, I'm pretty sure this is all bots. Pretty sure. Like, it doesn't really, what's the best way to put it? It doesn't really add up that, like, that's picked up so fast without it having bot interactions and pushed algorithms, to be fair, as such. But you know what, it is what it is. I definitely had to do this though, because I thought, like, this is like one of those scenarios where it's good for the content, because if the biggest thing with it is, like, if people were to then watch things like that and then come across, like, I even said to Rebecca, I says, if people come across and they're being negative, for instance, I'll deal with it. just in the off chance, because sometimes you do get these kind of people who they've got like alt accounts that actually have follows and stuff like that, and then like they'll come across and they bring people across and they do the kind of hate raids and stuff like that. Things like that do exist as such. So I was like, I'll deal with everything if it happens. I kind of was assuming it wouldn't happen, but I thought just in case it does, because that's the last thing we need. Because like anytime I play killer and stuff like that, like 99% of the time we let the last person get hatched when the games are going well and stuff like that. Like, we typically play this game on a pretty nice fucking medium nowadays, and like for somebody to like try and like fucking change the narrative there because of their shortcomings in literally one game, I just thought it's quite kind of depressing, to be fair. But this video is in itself alive. Obviously, so like on YouTube, for instance, like if you're on the channel and stuff, you can actually just see that it's alive. What I am going to do, just for the sake of it, is because I've put up the raw footage, I'm then just going to like re-upload this as a video. I know the lives are there, right, but I want it to be able to be found pretty easily, without having to like link and stuff to it. So like this technical stream will just be then re-uploaded for that scenario as I just go through it as such. Because it's as I say, it was interesting. I was curious to what was being said and what was saw. I just feel kind of bad because like they are very deluded. Like they are miles off on every front. The fact that they've had to so aggressively clip that to be right is mental. But that is pretty much it. I was tempted to go on DbD for a little bit, but like the fact that took like an hour as such, I thought we're probably just going to wrap up there so I can basically download this and re-upload it as a full video and go from there. But for the shorts, they're still going up daily. We've still got all the wee clips going up daily. The From video will go live tomorrow as well, so if you're not already watching From and you want to just get like highlights and stuff, we managed to actually get one of them down to 30-ish minutes. Like fucking somehow, like we managed to get one down to 30 minutes, to be fair, which was good. Changed a little of the format up a little bit, and it's looking pretty good for the intro and stuff. But yeah, other than that, it was a good day yesterday, to be fair. Like that one thing didn't actually really ruin the spirit of the games and stuff like that. Like I thought it was quite funny. It was just the fact they actually made a clip on it as such, and now just look like an absolute fool. Because like all I'm going to do at some point is then just like cut away. I'm going to actually just cut up the video a little bit for the bits of the clips they don't show, and then I'll put that live at some point later on tonight, assuming I can get it done. So it'll just be a YouTube/TikTok short. I'll get that one sorted as well. And yeah, maybe we tag them in it, you know, so they can see, hey, you know, context. It's great. But I hope everyone has a good rest of your day. I hope your weekend and weeks have not been ruined by this absolute travesty of a defamation level attack on my character, which is already not credible. So yeah, thank you very much everyone for watching this. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching this, to be fair, right? Because I can make things a good laugh out of any situation, to be fair, even though what they were doing was quite a bad thing to do. Hopefully they learn from it though, you know, hopefully they can learn and improve upon themselves, that video games are just video games. You don't need to take it that serious, and if the game is not fun, stop playing. I'm not saying quit, I'm saying stop playing if the game is no longer fun. Maybe their games they were having leading up to this game were sweaty as fuck, they were getting tunneled out, and this one might have just been the one that broke the camel's back, you know, this might have just been the straw that was too much, and they were mad about it, and I just happened to be the person to take the brunt of the blame. That might have just been what happened, and it, like, so you're saying all this, as I'm about to rebrand my channel. Oh shit, are you rebranding? Oh, what are you rebranding for? Oh yeah, that's now this is getting interesting. I might have to rebrand now to like the arsehole sweaty bald man from Scotland. No, sorry, from Paisley directly, because somebody said it. But like, no, I do hope, like, I hope everything in their life is on the up and up, you know, because I don't actually wish anything bad on people. That wouldn't be the way forward. And whatever is happening, where they had to be that mad, yeah, here's hoping that they have an alright look. Maybe that video might help them as well. You know, like, is it a lie? Yeah. The dog is just going mental. New name, angry Scottish dad. Oh, I like that though. That's actually that's but that man. So I could just be angry Scottish bloke. There we go. We're rebranding together. That would be quite good though. Angry Scottish dad could be pretty good. But then compared to like people like my salty survivor Scottish Scott, you're not that angry. I don't know. I don't think I'd consider you that angry. You're gonna have to up your game now. That'll be interesting to see your first video where you just like fucking in a rage room. Oh man. But yeah, again to the person, the Ada, the Alex in question, I do hope that everything's alright with you, because if that was if that's like the output to the world you need as such over a video game and stuff like that, you know, it is what it is. What Scott have you been hanging about with? You don't rage that often. You rage a little bit, you know, but you don't rage to like you don't go full mental. Or at least I've not seen you go full mental in a while, to be fair. But yeah, we're going to tap out there, everybody. As I say, I'm going to just like upload this as it is, as such, and we'll get it put out hopefully by the end of tonight. To be honest, like I want both the videos to be together, not broke up with the From episode that goes live tomorrow. So I'll have that one sorted. I'll try and sort a TikTok where I'm basically going to take what essentially is that bit of the content that they've used, and I'm just going to add like a fucking 10 seconds to each side of it, because it entirely shows a different fucking thing, kind of thing, and we'll just go with that. But yeah, I hope everyone has a good time for the rest of the night. Muchos luvos and peace out. Oh. And yeah, I hope you all have a good rest of your night, everybody. And the next time I'll be live, not unprompted, and actually for real, will be on Friday. We're probably going to play something like Stardew Valley or something like that. I think after 3 days of work, I'll probably not want to risk DbD at that time of night, just in case we bump into another Ada. So for now, I'll see you later on, everybody. And as always, have a good day. I hope the rest of your week is going well, and we'll chat about it on Friday. See you later on, everyone.